Uh, 5-0 weeks don't come around very often, and so you got to soak it in and enjoy it. I'm real happy for our players and coaches. Uh, they've worked hard to have a week like that, and really, it hadn't just been a week. I mean, our last 9 games, starting with La Tech through Ark State to Southern, McNeese, and then a good ODU team. We've played at an extremely high level. I think we're hitting 317, pitching it at a 3.5. Opponents hitting 200 against us. Opponents ERA at almost an 8. Filled in 980, 981. Opponents filled in 960 something. So we've adjusted and we've refined our approach, and we're bearing the fruits of that right now. That week, however, is in the rearview mirror. I did think it was cool. Celebrate the 1,000th win at such a tremendous venue and stadium. Just no place like it. And you look at how well we pitched and just a lot of things that came together. And then I look at our ERA for the weekend, and it was our 1,000th win at the Teague, and it was, we also pitched it at a .36 ERA. And so I thought, man, that's pretty cool. And, because Coach, he helped build this thing. He did build this thing and won the majority of the games at this thing. And so that was really neat to see. Pass the ball and the always keep the game card, the lineup card, and handed that to Bab, because I know how long he's been here and how much work he's put into this place as well, from grounds crew to coaching to chief of staff to everything. And I know this place means so much to so many people. That was cool to get to be a small part of it. So great crowds. Appreciate everybody that showed up yesterday at 11, and there was a lot of them. But got to get ready for this week. Grambling coming in tomorrow, and like I said this morning, that's the most important game we have this week, and until it's not. And so we've got to put all of our focus there, and then get on the road early. Wednesday, we move everything up due to Easter, and rightfully so. And have a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series with a very good Texas State team. And we've played each other. Both sides have played each other extremely tough and extremely hard over the last 3 years at least. And so it'll be a hard-fought series in a very hitter-friendly environment. I looked at the weather. It's going to be blowing out there pretty good. It's a great place to hit. And so we're going to have to pitch it and field it extremely well. And grind at bats and find ways to continue to produce with 2 outs.
What impressed you most about the pitching this weekend?
Honestly, it was just the acceptance of the roles and being able to go out and execute a game plan and not really care who gets the credit. Just go do your job. I think we threw 8 guys total on the weekend, and all of them in a little bit different spot. And some of them shorter outings, some of them maybe a tick longer, but probably the acceptance of the roles and just their buy-in to winning and our culture and just everything that we're about.
You had 8 guys last week in the 5 games that had 4 or more hits. I know you haven't used the term pack mentality in a while, but is this sort of that?
Yeah, I mean, we're functioning extremely well together, and what I mean by that is, in Saturday's game, before it was blown open, it was extremely tight, and there was nothing to show on either side. And it was just one guy after the next, and that pack mentality, like you say, just handing the baton off to the next guy after a 6-7 pitch at bat. And so for the first 4 or 5 innings that day, we'd hit 1 ball hard an inning. Of course, Dunk jumped ship in the first, which helped. But we'd hit 1 ball hard an inning, it'd get caught. But the other 2 outs, and even the ball that was hit hard, those were all 6, 7, 8 pitch at bats. And so you're taking something from that arm, even though you have nothing to show. And just our ability as a unit to body blow, lean on the guy, and not be an easy out. That's how we were able to do what we did this series. And no disrespect to ODU, if you flip the script and look at their outs, they're all within 2 to 3 pitches, a lot of them. minus the strikeouts. And so that's a huge deal when you're looking, to wear on a guy or get into the bullpen or give your pitcher a breather. And so, yeah, they're functioning extremely well together right now, doing whatever we ask.
I would say the next big chore now is to limit walks on the road, especially at a place like Texas State where it can get real offensive. And how much do you have to change your approach when you're playing at a place like that?
You got to tighten the approach. You could be a victim of great hitting conditions as well, and that's what a lot of young immature hitters do. Is they get up and out and long on those swings, they miss mistakes, they foul balls back, and so you've got to have a great approach of being on time, on top, and hitting with direction. Let the conditions take hold after that. That's a ballpark that I don't need to turn this way to hit. That's a ballpark that if you watch Rocco last time we were there, he had hit an unbelievable weekend, but everything's to the big part of the ballpark. And that should set you in a really good approach. Now, on the flip side of that, you're gonna have to manage innings better and limit freebies. You're gonna have to field it, get strike one, be able to execute multiple pitches. And the biggest thing is going in, you just need to know there's gonna be a pop fly or two hit out of there. And just make sure they're solo shots. And that's where you get in real trouble is when you mess around with the 8 or 9 hole hitter and now they flip that thing over and now we got a blooper and then all of a sudden bang. And that's where you find yourself with a big problem.
So you had plan A pitching wise to start the season. You adjusted to plan B, I guess. We might be on plan C, which is looking a lot like plan A. I guess the question is how fluid is the pitching staff, the starters, I guess, on a regular basis?
Yeah, what goes around comes around. And you're never going to probably finish the way you start, but you could wind up back there. And I'd say it's very fluid based on availability, number one. Number two, based on us doing whatever it takes to get in a really good position to win. And if it's got to be matched up, it'll be matched up. If it's got to be a shorter stint multiple times a week, that's what we'll do as well. And so just doing whatever it takes to put us in a position to win is what we'll continue to do.
And then how cautious do you need to be with Carson pitching with him?
Well, he's seeing the doc today. I think he's getting on some meds, and we'll see how he responds to that.
What's been the deal with McGee and how important is this start tomorrow for him and his usage?
Yeah, I think he's a little bit of an X factor, Kev, in the fact that he's had some tremendously sharp outings, good outings, and then he showed a little combustibility too at times. And so I don't want to put any parameters on him tomorrow. I want to, cut him loose, let him go, and, see how he does. But he's very important to our success moving forward.
So when you look at Chase, like suddenly his ceiling looks really high. Like, what is his ceiling for the foreseeable future?
His sky's the limit for him as long as he continues to mature and both mentally and physically, and continue to work and improve. There's this. He could be a big leaguer. I mean, he's got that type stuff, but that's a long way from right now. But for right now, he is a kid that can really pitch at this level for a freshman, and that's what we thought going in. And so, he battled a little tenderness. It was cold weather. He was sick, et cetera, et cetera. Got off to a slow start. But to his credit, he's done a really good job in the classroom. He's taken care of his business. And, he's matured some just since when he got here. And look, let's face it, the less baggage I carry with me on the field or just the better I'm going to do. And so when you start to get your everything in order and you're dotting I's and crossing T's, the game's hard enough already. I don't need to do it with a bunch of stuff hanging over my head. And none of it's negative. It's just maturity stuff. And so he's come a long way with that. And you're seeing it bear out on the field a little bit.
I mean, you've gotten off to a great start. I mean, this series is always very challenging.
It is.
You could really get off to this.
It is. And you just got to, I know it's cliche, but literally you got to stay day to day. You got to stay in the moment, because I've been a part of a lot of these things now, and you can go from here to here in a hiccup. All right. You just stay in the moment. Right now we got Grambling. Okay. I didn't even know we were in first place, and then somebody said it. I'm not worried about that right now. I'm worried about us continuing to get better and continuing to play at a high level, making sure these kids are working hard, but at the same time having fun. And, let it play out. It's a body of work. Just let it play out. And but what we have done, to your point, Kev, is we bought ourselves a little bit of house money, a little bit of cushion. But the way I look at it is, you don't get swept on the road, take care of business at home. And so we bought ourselves a little bit of cushion that, maybe you can have a hiccup. Not that you want that, but this SEC type league right now, and you see what's going on there.
Yeah.
You just don't know, right? And so the more equity you can build up, the bigger the cushion, the more you can take a deep breath and just stay in the moment right now. Let's play good baseball today.